From the time I was born until I was 10 years old, a pedophile lived in my home, documenting my body and the way it was abused every year as I grew. He took these images and videos, and when the technology became available, he began distributing them online. Now there are things that are being done to prevent this, and people who are committed to helping you prevent this from spreading, and it's like we have to fight to be heard, when you should be proactively and proudly preventing pedophiles from spreading this imagery through your platforms. When end-to-end encryption goes through, the number of people who've seen the imagery could increase twofold, and they could now feel safe swapping the material because the platform's telling them no one's scanning for the criminal activity in the first place.
As a survivor of child sexual abuse imagery, I still use social media every single day. As someone who has already entrusted the tech industry with so much, I trust that you will work with child protection agencies to ensure that end-to-end encryption does not create a safe haven for pedophiles. I plead, as someone who has felt the pain and deals with the lifelong repercussions of this horrendous crime, that you not extinguish what little light we have on the horizon.
When I think of changes to privacy with tech companies implementing end-to-end encryption, it scares me. I already feel such a lack of control as to who views and shares the images of my abuse. These images of my abuse have already been viewed and traded so much. I do not want that to be made easier in any way. I don't think there should ever be a trade-off when considering the safety of children. I would feel much safer knowing that companies held off implementing end-to-end encryption until they had the appropriate tools for monitoring child sexual abuse images within that framework.
When I was younger, I was abused through video chat sessions where my parents would abuse me while recording for others to watch and participate. With every year that passes, the internet evolved with new technology being developed for public use. With all the knowledge that program developers and industry leaders have gained, there's no excuse to not use this knowledge to protect our citizens, especially our most vulnerable citizens, children. Yes, privacy is important, but as leaders in industry, they should be required to ensure their developments do not work against the safeguards that have been put in place to protect children.
As a survivor of child sexual abuse and child sexual abuse imagery, I feel that the tech industry has a moral and ethical obligation to ensure the rights of children on their platforms. We already know that social media is used to groom, lure, abuse, and exploit children. Implementing available technology that would allow industry to continue to work side by side with agencies like NCMEC and law enforcement, while still being able to provide end-to-end encryption and privacy to users who are not committing criminal acts, shouldn't even be a question. Children's lives and futures are in your hands.